Hey everybody, Engineer Coffee, welcome back to Mars. Last episode we finally got a module into the apartment here, so hopefully this episode goes a little bit smoother than the last one and we get some more modules in, and I also want to work on some more projects, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, thank you to all my members, but I'd like to say a special thank you to the newest members, Loki EIC and Vince Ritchie. If you'd like to join, there should be a button down below unless you're on iOS. Make sure you do it in a browser. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we got the conference module by Diamond T. Let's go ahead and get this guy welded up. Alright, well I was going to do other stuff while this guy was welding up, but kind of tanks my sim speed a little bit every once in a while. Okay, we missed a kitchen here. It looks like we missed the mini bar, but other than that, it's looking decent. Wonder if I'm out of interior plate. That might be the culprit. Alright, well other than missing those tables because I didn't have interior plates, which is totally my fault, this all worked. It's up to the top here now, so now we can release him. Go ahead and turn that one off, and then this guy, convert to ship. There we go. Let's turn off that projector and get him up to the roof. Really don't know why it's so sparky right now. It's just flung onto armor blocks. That's very strange. Alright, because this one's a conference room, I feel like it's very corporate-y, so we're going to put it up here next to the other corporate module. Alright, let's release it and see if we can push it the rest of the way. Nope, every once in a while it just gets hung up on stuff. So we can lift it up off that lip. There we go. Beautiful. Well, again, a lot of sparks, but no damage, so I think we're good. There we go, we got the conference pod by Diamond T. Awesome. And it's pressurized, we're all good, everything is welded up. Very nice. And we got a nice, lovely view of, maybe a sunrise. Dust storm, I guess, for now. Alright, let's reset and do another. Alright, here we got the Prospect 13 Luxury Suite by Strike. I'm not even going to pretend that I printed this one. It is way too many subgrids, so I don't feel bad about copying this one at all. I will try to stick it in here legitimately and hopefully not blow it up. We will see how this goes. It's like going to twist the ship a little bit, but not bad. Alright, considering it's a luxury suite, I'm going to go ahead and put it up here towards the top, but not the very top. I feel like that's kind of commercial at this point. Let's go ahead and slide it in right here. Pivot. Pivot. Alright, before we get too far, I'm going to unlatch it and see if we can push it the rest of the way. Come on. Oh, something broke in there. Let's go check it out. The screens are still on that LCD, so I think we might be okay. I heard a noise though. Oh, well let me do the strike characters. It's coming up weird, so we're just gonna do it this way. Let's see. Let's close this door just in case we broke something airtight important. No, it's just filling up the room. Well, a little bit of damage here to these pipes. Let's see, what else? Everything seems to be okay. Just this side, for whatever reason, felt like breaking those computers. Everything else looks fine. Okay, let me get some parts and I will fix this up. Nope, there's a floor missing. Alright, there we go. I think I've got everything patched up. It was definitely this cargo container here that was being a real pain. Alright, I think we're good. We're gonna go with it. And it's pressurized, so that makes me happy. Awesome. Let's go to the next. Alright, the next up here is the speeder hangar by Curator. This one is, I think, all large grid, so we should be totally good on this one. Which is a little bit smoother to watch. It definitely likes to hitch up every time it gets to kind of a new layer there. You can kind of see it when I try to move. My FPS is good, it's just hitches up every once in a while. I'm pretty sure it's just the game physics. Yeah, I'm pretty solid here at 120 FPS, so it's definitely the physics. And we're missing parts, so that's cool. It looks like we might need to slow this guy down. It's not getting all these windows up here, so these may take longer to weld up than I think. Let's go inspect the inside and, oh, yep, our assembler. Got all the parts, just didn't get welded up. That's easy enough. Oh, we don't have any medical components apparently in our base. Let's go ahead and make some of those. And I'm forgetting about this, yeah, this guy. Marked missing blocks and unfinished blocks. Yeah, do I need to show it on HUD? Is that how that works? Okay, looks like I just didn't get the batteries, which I guess is fine. What's on the inside here? Why can I not find you? Oh, part shelf. Gravity component. That'll do it. Oh, that's sad. We can't put that on a button to have it show the unbuilt and missing pieces. That would have been nice. It'd be really nice to have it, like when the welder gets to the end of the line, that it turns this on so we can see all the missing blocks after it's, you know, says it's finished. That would be cool. But I guess we'll do that manually. Alright, maybe we'll grab this guy by the railings. Right now I'm not really sure where to put this guy. He's got a hangar and he's got some fabrication stuff on him, and but it's also an apartment at the same time. It's kind of a working one, so I'm thinking more towards the lower end. Let's go ahead and put it on the other side. Feels like a good spot. Alright, there we go. I don't think we broke anything either. Alright, I should probably have a remote control to close this guy back up and get the doors closed, just so we're not exposed out here with all of these parts. With our Martian dust storms. That's alright. Number 6 to get it to retract back. And then let's get another projection. Oh, let's see, is this one backward? Yeah, the connector's way over here, isn't it? Yep, there it is. Alright, very nice. I think we've got everything. Yeah, we got everything complete. Good. No, not complete. It's still not built. Okay, we need some superconductor. Also, when did we get a research base over that direction? I knew we had the prospecting station, but I don't remember a research base. We might have to clear the neighborhood here in a little bit. It's getting a little full, and that one's really close. I'm surprised they haven't really had a ship that flies over top of us and giving us any problems, but we definitely need to rework our automation here, because these doors open when the welder gets to the back wall, rather than when we actually want to lift this guy up. So really need to redo the sequencing on that one, but I'm really excited to just get these modules in. Do love the use of the pipes on this one. Looks really good. Let's see, this one's kind of a lab and an apartment. I'm thinking this might be a good candidate for the inside. As much as I don't want to hide it, it would be good to have some on the inside. And this one being kind of a secret laboratory, makes sense to have it on the inner edge. I can't get it up onto the upper floors because this ship is too long, I think, but maybe I can squeeze it on the bottom. If not, we'll put it on the outside. Well, not the top 2 floors, but it looks like we can get these bottom 2. I'm thinking right here is a good candidate. This is strategic, trying to get this guy in here. We're going to take it real slow. Alright, push the rest of the way. Okay, I think we're good. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like having one on the inside. Yeah, that's awesome. You got nice windows on the sides. Alright, what in the world is this thing from? Is that a refrigerator? It's on its side. Where is that even from? What is happening? Well, it looks like the hangar here is leaking, and it's very small. Let's see, it's under here. Yeah, just this one little block coming through the connector. Let's just go ahead and take these guys off. And we'll put in just some of these. And we should be good. Alright, let's make sure G's apartment here is also pressurized. Let's see, that door is closed. Yeah, as much as we can. And we're good. I like that we put it on this side too, because now we have this view out of both of those windows. The bedroom window is going to be blocked by the elevator, but I think that's okay. I get to feel like they have a little bit of room, but nobody's going to see into their private bedroom. And we're still pressurizing the entire base. I am loving this. Wow, I really need to do something with this floor. Alright, here we got the MAU, or the Modular Auxiliary Unit. I think this one's all large grid as well. And these doors here, man. They're just got a mind of their own. I don't even think they're in... Yeah, they're in nobody's projection. They're just glitched out for some reason. Guess I'll have to reload at some point to get rid of all these floating doors. Alright, this one is very industrial and no living quarters on it, so this would be really good candidate for the bottom and the inside, I think. So let's go ahead and put it over on this side, maybe? I think right here is good. Man, the dust exhaust from the thrusters is not great. Makes it real hard to see. I think we're doing it, though. Alright, let's grab it from up here so I can actually see. There we go, push it in the rest of the way. There we go. Perfect. Alright, let's make sure this guy is pressurized. Alright, well, we're pressurized, but I think we're out of ice. I depressurized this entire base on accident, so I think we ran out of all of our oxygen. So I need to go get some more ice out of the base over there. But it is pressurized, so it's that's working. Turn that door off, and we are good. I like that it's here on the bottom, next to our hab fab. I think that just fits perfectly with being a industrial backup auxiliary unit here, so I like it. We're definitely going to have to fill up those oxygen tanks. I think there's 4 oxygen tanks. I think 2 are only plumbed up, but we need to get those guys on there so we can get some oxygen to this place. Alright, here we got PhD Composer's Lux Apartments. I think this one's all large grid as well, so this one should weld up pretty nicely. Alright, now where do we want to put this guy? I'm thinking maybe this could go towards the top, maybe here or on the other side. Let's go check the other side. Okay, well there's no windows on the sides of this one, so I'm going to put this one in the middle spot. We're going to put it right under here, under the build and deliver module. Alright, it looks like the luxury apartment here gets to be behind the sushi joint, so that's cool. Alright, that's pretty cool. We got a good view of the balcony. This guy's not overhanging too much, and yeah, next view. I think it was a good spot. I'm really surprised we don't weld our own face here with how close those are. Alright, I think I got all those guys welded up. I think we got enough medical components. Yep, I think we're good. Alright, I still want to build a medical center, so I'm thinking this is going to go on the lower level, and it'll be like a clinic, and we'll still have the hospital at the top. I think that'll be good. Alright, I think we'll put this one on the inside, because it doesn't have any windows or skylights, so I think it'll be good on the interior. And like I said, it'll be like a clinic. I'm thinking on this side, we don't have any over here yet. Because the interior is opposite, this doesn't work. It works on the other way. Yeah, it was definitely my fault for not having both templates, one for the interior and exterior. So, let's see. Can I get rid of that and cause any issues? Yeah, no, it needs to be there for pressure tight. Okay, I guess it's going to go on the outside. Alright, we're going to stick it on this outside position so those things actually align up properly. Alright, sweet. Looks like no damage from the merging, so that's good news. Yeah, we're having a visual glitch that the doors are gone, so I'll have to reload for that. Well, I found the missing door panels from that med lab. Alright, next up we got eBall360's med lab as well, so we're going to use this as another clinic, and we'll just put it on the other side of the A-frame. Alright, this one doesn't have the top and bottom issues that the other med lab right there did, so I'm going to put this one on the inside. It's got a window on this side and not on the other. So I'm thinking we'll try to put it right where I was trying to put the other med bay. Maybe this one will be better on the bottom floor. Kind of break it up that we have a med lab on level 2 and this one will be on level 1. Oh, my steering of these things is getting a lot smoother and a lot faster. There we go. Perfect. Right, there we go. We got eBall's med lab in this side. Let's go ahead and shut the door. Sweet, we're pressurized. And let's go ahead and connect this. Alright, there we go. Got a view out the window here. Eventually there'll be a launch site out there somewhere. Maybe we can see it from this window. But at least we get some natural light in here. Awesome. I love it. And it's plumbed up, so we're good. Alright, next we got Apartment D by Zarin Van Houten. This is the D for disco, so we're definitely going to have to find a cool spot for this one. Alright, I think the disco over here needs to go on the Little OK Burger side of the building. So let's see, that would be the second floor here. I think it'll work well. After you're done at the disco, you need that late night hamburger. Alright, we're gonna put this one right in the middle. We'll pretend if there's a line, you can just get right in the front door and you're not gonna have to junk up the hallway. You can stay out by the burger joint. Alright, next up we got the Mars Executive Pod by Marcus. Let's go ahead and get this guy in, and then we'll have to print off his little ship, the Executive Shuttle. Alright, let's unmerge this guy. Right, that seemed noisier than it should have been. I don't know what the deal was there. Alright, I'm actually going to put Marcus's right here in the middle. So it's between these two pads. We got his pad on the center here, and it's at the executive level. I think that's good. I can just slowly get it in there without breaking it. I need to take my pods back out. They're awfully boring now. Right, there we go. Lights are on and blinking. We're good. Alright, here we got the little shuttle for the pod. Let's go ahead and get it welded up. Let's see how much this guy can do, automated-wise. Alright, looks like we got everything. Let's go ahead and get inside and make sure... Yep, dampeners are on. So if I cut this guy loose... Oh. Maybe if I turned the thrusters on. Let's go ahead and get this guy parked up. I do love the use of beam blocks on the front of this thing. It's awesome. Something's definitely going on here. We're like... It's trying to fill constantly, and I don't know why. All the vents around here are just blowing. I don't know if are we out of ice again? And we're just like right on that threshold? That could definitely be it. Well, let's go ahead and take Marcus's little shuttle here and go inspect our ice pit. Alright, well, we're at 34% charge. Hopefully that's enough to get over there. Let's find out. Okay, I love this little shuttle. I can get it pretty much into anywhere. Oh, we're pretty much digging dirt. That doesn't help. Too aggressive? I don't know. It's not hitting the wall, so I think we're okay. Alright, well, we're stockpiling ice finally, so that looks good. Alright, I think we got enough ice for now. Let's go ahead and fly back and get this guy charged up, and see if we stopped our oxygen problem. Definitely need to get some O2 farms set up. I was hoping that, like, the survival food update thing would come out, and maybe we could incorporate that with some O2 farms, but we might have to do it earlier. We'll see how this goes. I don't know when that update's coming. There we go, now we're filling the tank pretty fast. Let's see if that calmed down our vents over here. Alright, that did. Okay, that was it. I thought we had maybe one of these was setting on depressurize, and I could not find it. That's really annoying me. Okay, cool. That is not Volson build and deliver, that's on the other side. Alright, there we go. Got our label, got our doors open, got that connected. We are good. Alright, I'm loving the modules. This looks awesome. There is still plenty to fill in, obviously, and more modules to cover. I think this was just like the first 10. We've got definitely more modules to put in. There's a few more to showcase. We might get to those by the end of the episode, we will see, but I think that was a great start to get this guy filled up, but let's go work on something else. I want to get stuff in the top of the building here. Let's head up here to the top floor. I want to do some work up here in this gigantic empty space that we've got going on here. Alright, I want to fill up some of this space, so we've got tons of space here in these corners. We need to get authorized access up to there for the control center, and then here is our airlock, or needs to be an airlock, for our landing pads over here. So we got cargo access there, and pretty much all around, so that's pretty good. And then we can connect up to this sky bridge here. Goes over the monorail to the other side. Oh, we have that plumbed up that way, that's right. So this guy is not plumbed up at all right now, which means that does need to come up and over, so we'll have to consider that in our planning. But what I think I want to do, I want to put a clinic over here. I want to put like an actual hospital. We're going to have some type of walkway here to an airlock, maybe a little security station, and then it'll have a direct path over to our hospital area. Because maybe this pad over here will be like our medevac, or maybe we'll have medevac come in through the ceiling. I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll have like a dedicated shuttle. But let me go ahead and get some piping in here over to there, and then we can get some, like, cargo access and things so we can start building. Yeah, I'm thinking we might have the medevac go in through the ceiling, because we only have this little door, and I don't really want to build, like, a bigger gate or anything on here. We could maybe put it out here. I'm afraid to bust all this open, because I'm going to ruin all the air that we have in here. But maybe we could put a door in there. We'd have to get rid of one of the pedals on the landing pad, though. So that's kind of what's holding me off. And then we've got this wall over here. I think the logo is on this side. So this side will be okay for windows. So that's good. But yeah, this is just going to be a normal airlock, which means this could probably be the vent. Let's see, is that a pipe on the other side? That looks like a pipe on the other side, which means it's going to screw with the air tightness if I get rid of it. Let's see, I think I talked about in a previous episode of doing these. Is that too... I feel like that might be too close. That's pretty overbearing. Or should I just have it on one side, maybe? That makes more sense. Alright, I'm debating the airlock here. We've got the gun here, we've got the security station overlook. I think that'll be good. I'm thinking about having a door here that you don't get to go to the main area. You get bypassed over to this area, which is going to be like a security area. I think that'd be cool. And then over here, I'm thinking this is where like the locker rooms are going to be. Well, I guess that just needs to be a full piece of glass, doesn't it? That's not attached to anything anymore, is it? Yeah, I like that. Because, yeah, when you're standing here, you can't see anything. You got to stand here to be able to see anybody coming in. Yeah, I really like these bridge blocks, but doesn't really help with the view. So that is a lot better. Well, I just realized this vent doesn't work. That is connected to the main air system. We need a dedicated tank here for our airlock. All right, there we go. Now we've got a grid connection over here to this vent, which means this guy needs to go. All right, this is going to be like the check-in area. So you have to get checked in here to be able to go into the airlock to get out. It's more like the executive type thing where only special people get to use these landing pads. The rest of you got to take the monorail. All right, I think I got the floor figured out here, and we've got our waiting area check-in to get out. Kind of like a TSA check or something, like if you're ordering a shuttle. All right, so then you're approved. You get to come down here into the locker room, bathroom, lockers, change your stuff, get out here, and then you get to go outside. This is if you fail, you got to go into the security room. So this is where the gun is going to be. So let's go ahead and put a turret there. Do want to get some railings in here. Let's get the black color. I think that works. Then if you need to change counters, you can come over here. I think that's the way to do it. This will be a waiting area. So let's get some couches or something in there. All right, well, there is the start of something. We're going to have to get something on the ceiling here. I want it to be too tall, I think. All right, so we've got a little waiting area here. We can get into this checkpoint area, see over top of our security, and get into our reception area, button panel. This button panel will control the airlock, obviously. That looks good. Here's the check-in to get in. We can go down into our airlock. And this is working, so it's depressurizing. We can actually get outside now. So we have another airlock in this base, so that's great. And then if you fail your security, you gotta come into this way. And over here is the interrogation room. All right, and then through this door will be our hospital, so I guess we'll have the lobby here, a way to get over to the sky bridge, and then the rest of this will be operating rooms and other things to put in here. And I'm thinking we will have a roof access for a dedicated shuttle, like an ER shuttle to go in, because I don't think the pedals were gonna work out over here, because you gotta walk through all of this stuff to get around. It'd be nice to have just a dedicated ceiling access with a shuttle. I think that would be good. All right, let's start building the hospital. Let's put the floor blocks down here. Get started, I guess. See, we've got this space in here, but I don't necessarily need to use that. And is that's probably viewed from the other side, right? Yeah, but we've got solid blocks there, so it's not really necessary. Let's go ahead and grind that out. Oh, of course. Oops. All right, and then I can't remember whose module it was, but they had this setup where they put the inset couch in, and then they put the normal couches. I think it was in like the hackers lounge or something that had this, where it was like, these are the inset lounge, and it put the chairs really close together, and I liked it. We're gonna do that. So now we got a little waiting area for our hospital. All right, let's put in a reception area in here. Let's see, we could probably get the one with the desk. That might be too many people. We'll see. We might take some of those out and just put in normal desks, but that'll be okay. Okay, so this is our plumbing over here, so we need to consider that. Thinking about replacing these two conveyors with some recharge stations. You can kind of come into the hospital and get your own little self-service, self-healing. I mean, it's not going to heal you, obviously, but you can get some energy back. It's probably in here with the survival kit and stuff, right? Oh, this is the lab stuff, too. Okay, well, we definitely need this on our toolbar for this building. Okay, so let's put a couple there. Maybe we can put the medical station on the backside here. There it is. Yeah, these connect from the back. Okay, well, that's the start of something. What do we want to put in this corner, then? Let's see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Right, there we go. A few bathrooms in there. That's good. And we're plumbed up, getting some hydrogen. That's awesome. This doesn't fill up your gas any faster, right? No. Okay, should we put another bathroom here? Well, no, because we need a stairs up. Or do we need an elevator up? Elevator would be kind of cool. There we go. I wonder if I did something like this. It's a, you know, it'd be nice if there was a split there, but kind of like an elevator door where it goes both ways. You're gonna have to cross on either side of the bar, so that's a little unfortunate, but yeah, I think that looks pretty decent. So it doesn't help like getting a stretcher out of the door. Maybe we won't do that. I know there's like the half door like that, but it just has so much stuff sticking on the side of it. No, I think I'm gonna go with the glass. We're gonna go with this. Even though it has that center bar in there, I think that looks pretty good. Then let's do some more glass here. Then the stairs can go right here. Okay, there we go. With those blocks instead. I wonder if I should have moved that one over there. Yeah, that looks good. So now we have some detail on both sides, and now I can get my catwalk. Oh yeah, duh. That's supposed to be a... Oops. Well, this is supposed to be a half stairs, dum-dum. And then this guy can go up the other way. Okay, we're getting the start of something. Let's see. This would be the way back into the doctor's office, so let's grind that guy out. Alright, let's put some stowage right there. There we go. We might need to take out that chair, because we might not be able to walk in there. Alright, I thought the chair was going to block us. I know like the console one over here was blocking. When I tried this console one with the chair, it was blocking that stowage, which is why I replaced it with that. Maybe I'll put a chair in there now. Still feel like that's probably too many receptionist desks, but it'd be kind of nice to have the lab one with the computer on it, but it also has like lab equipment. How heavy is it in the lab equipment? Yeah, it's got like some sample beakers and stuff on it. We'll use that elsewhere, but not here. Alright, well, fool me once. I got all those doors closed, so now we are pressurized in there. So now we can actually remove these walls without depressurizing the whole base, so that's good. I definitely want some of these out of here. These blocks have a similar pattern on the backside. They really don't. Thinking I might just do the inset wall, but we will tip it on its side. Can we see that stuff up there? No? It looks kind of cool with that triangle sticking out, actually. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, there we go. Now we can get a solid wall across there. Let's see, we can actually put the button panel in here so we can get some screens. This way, or do we want the screens on the other side? Put the screens on the other side. I don't know exactly what this room's gonna be yet. Okay, there we go. Straight section into there, and then this can be maybe our patient rooms. I think we'll do these in glass as well. Alright, I'm thinking like this. I've got an idea of what we can do here. Get these patient rooms. Okay, there we go. Now on the inside here, let's see, there's like this one, the lab cabinet. I'm thinking these really need to probably be like plastic, so they look very clean looking. We should probably do that with like the desks and stuff. Make it look very white and clean. I won't do it with the walls and stuff. I still think that's good. Maybe these. Okay, at least like that. And then let's put in these cabinets. That one, and we'll put one on this side. And then we can find one that's more solid, like we could put in the lab freezer, maybe? Is that weird for a patient room, though? That might be strange for a patient room, so we could put in just like a locker. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Maybe we'll do the same thing over here. Ooh, I just had a thought. I can actually come out into this wall in here, so I can get even more. Let's go ahead and, well, let's see how we can seal it off first. Let's see, I want to see something in here. Do these cryo beds, where are they? Yeah, I'm thinking these can go in here. Maybe like one right there. Yeah, does this cryo chamber? Yeah. They're sealed on the backside. Could maybe put a couple in there like that, but then we see it from the backside, which is a little disappointing. Closet one is also accessible from the back. Yeah, back and bottom, but not the top. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that's not horrible. Seeing that through the other end. I mean, I guess that could just be another refill station. What do medical components cost? I'm making a lot of them, and I haven't really been paying attention. Silver. That's not so bad. We have silver on the planet. As long as I'm not wasting platinum, I'm good. See, this will probably be like Willis ducts or something to get the air into it, but right now we don't want the air in, so I'm going to just put some blocks in. Let's close this one up. Let's close this one up. We should be sealed, that I should be able to take this out. We didn't depressurize everything, hopefully. Yep, okay, air came out of that room, air came out of that room. We should be good. But here, we can go ahead and put in a bay window, just like we have down there. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna grind one of these out so I don't have to go back through an airlock. Okay, now we should be sealed. We want to keep that solid, that's good. Yeah, we should be good. Open up. There we go. We've got some charts that the doctors can see on the way through the hallway. That'll work. And then over here is our main area. We need to definitely get some lighting in here. Let's see, what can we put there? And then what do we want to put here? This would be really good for like the nurse's station or something. Or maybe a lab. After you get all the diagnostics and stuff from here, a lab would be good. All right, there we go. I did some work. Got a lab in here. I think that's pretty cool. Open. So then we've got glass on this side so these guys can see out. Obviously the tent is on this side, so that looks a lot better. Had to put in one of these corridors because we had a piece of glass over here, so they were conflicting. I was tempted to maybe do the corridor with the windows, but it puts the bottom block on there, and I don't really want to block our cool little floor here. So we're going to get this guy in there, and then that transitions over here. Get your ATM because you got to pay for all this stuff. Put a sink over here in the bathroom. I think this first floor is looking really good. I just need to flesh out this room now. So yeah, I think a lab freezer would look really good there. Yeah, it's got the same thickness there as that medical center. Really tempting to just put more vats in here, and I could connect them up across the top. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Now let's get some Willis duct in here, because I got a vent over here, so we can get some Willis duct into these rooms over this direction. And then over here, because yeah, this might be sealed up as well. No, I guess it won't be because of this one passageway. It'll be open to the rest of the building. Guess I didn't really need a vent over there, but it seemed like an appropriate thing for the conveyor going across the top. There we go. Got the vent type, and then it goes around the corner into another vent there. Another one there, and then it ends over here. I guess maybe we could enter it from here? Alright, completely unnecessary, but we now have a working Willis duct that goes all the way around and through. So it's got a 90 and stuff that goes around, got vents into every room, and then we've got it over here. So I still gotta figure out what I want to do with this space. And then I was thinking about it up here, we've got space, we can put a connector right there. We can have this as our landing spot, so we could tear open this roof here. And have that for our medevac shuttle. So that could land in here. We could have operating rooms up here at the top. So this is more like the triage center, and then this is more of the normal, slower hospital, I guess, down on the lower level. All right, I got an idea what I want to do with this room. So I want this to be like the patient room, but the beds that we have, like in large grid, are not that great. Let's see, I think they're in here. Like we'd have this like half bed, but it just doesn't feel very hospital-y. But we do have these bunks in the small grid, so I think these would be really cool to put in here, like have 3 of them for patient beds, so I think that would be really nice. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these guys out across the bottom here. We'll probably fix the floor over here too. And then what we'll do here on the floor is we'll stick in, yeah, these guys, these new small grid connectors, and then we'll just make some patient beds across here. I think that'll be cool. Alright, I'm going to lock the one, and then let's go ahead and build a gurney on top of it, because I can't get some blocks on the side here, so let's just build it up and then drop it. Let's see, let's put a couple connectors like this. The bed on top. Sweet, and that'll actually work to charge you up, and then it'd be cool to kind of put a railing around, so let's see what we can do with like the neon tubes. Well, let's see, we can attach it to the edges there, but not there. So I guess we could wrap it all the way around? Okay, that's pretty cool. Just basic, obviously, but that'll work. And then what else could we put on the bottom here? I wonder if we could put like something techy, or maybe just even some wheels. Yeah, unfortunately the wheels won't attach in this manner. Alright, I think I'm just going to put blocks on like that. It'll look a little chunky, but I'm okay with that. And then we can put these guys like on the side. This one may be better over on this side. Then the hinge will go down. Alright, there we go. I love it. 3 custom little gurneys. They're a little thick on the bottom, but I like it. Got the charts here on the front, and then just the railing goes all the way around. I think that's pretty good. Leaves enough room to walk in between, and now we got a little patient recovery room. I'm loving these new connector blocks. It's so nice. Okay, now let's get a ceiling in here. Maybe we should just wrap the thing all the way around. We got lights over here. I was thinking these would be more like night lights, so I might like turn the intensity down on them. That'd be more for the mood lighting, and then we'll have the actual, you know, bigger overhead light. Maybe just one in the center. So yeah, we could probably wrap the Willis duct all the way around. That'd be the easiest thing to do. Alright, awesome. I love it. I should be able to actually put some stuff here on the wall. Yeah, I could put a screen on the wall if I wanted to. Let's see, what else could we put in here? Ooh, actually, this would be cool. Alright, that's a little bright, but that's kind of what I'm going with, is now you have a privacy screen between each person here. That might be a little much. All right, but if we dial this back to be a little bit more dim, it's going to be more transparent. So that doesn't really work. It was worth a try. Alright, I may have gotten a little carried away off camera. I got some signage in here, got some lights above. Still need some lights in this atrium area, but I want to go pretty much all the way to the ceiling. I think I want to put a skylight up in there. It'll be really neat. Alright, let's head up the stairs over here. Here's our Willis duct that we put in earlier, and then over here I've got a little service area. They've got a couple timers and a vent controller. Don't know what to use them for yet. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be for the elevator, but we'll see. Still got all this space up here to do, and I'm thinking we'll do like a catwalk across the top over to the security station, and then we'll also catch that as well. So that'll be good. So this is the level up here. So that's pretty much the work I did off camera, was just to get a platform up here to be able to build on. But then I decided to put some lights and stuff underneath for some screenshots. Alright, so let's go ahead and work up on the top section here. Alright, I've got a conveyor port up here for more plumbing. Thinking maybe we'll put another medical station up here. Okay, there we go. Got another medical station up here. I don't know if I'm going to keep this flooring or not. I just wanted to get something to walk on. So this will be the medical area over here. I guess it'd be nicer to walk through this way. Maybe we'll put a plate or something over top of that. See, we put a lab downstairs, so let's have this be more of a nurse's station. I think would make more sense. They need a place to sit down and fill out their charts. Alright, let's do similar what we did on the other floor. Let's go ahead and put these guys in. Make a glass wall here. Okay, here I'm thinking we can get a 3x2 room. Maybe we can go outside here and put some windows in as well. Maybe. We'll find out. Alright, and then I'm thinking right here is going to be the door into our hangar for our medical shuttle. I think that'll be cool. Alright, let's do what we did last time and get some temporary blocks in here to get it pressurized. Now we should be able to shut all of these doors and get in some windows. Thinking this one will leave blank. So what I'm going to do is I want to put this as the operating rooms. So we got 2 operating rooms here, and then we've got this little like side one where the surgeon and stuff can wash his hands before he goes in. It's kind of the thought there. Alright, now we should be pressurized that we don't lose air to the rest of the base. We lost air there just from that room, hopefully, and then when I grind this, we should lose more air. Yep, that means we're pressurized elsewhere, so that's good. Do I want the window to go that wide, though? I'll get 3 wide and then that one 2 wide. That is totally okay with me. Alright, I did change the stripe here. It dips down now over here. I think that looks a lot better. It'll look orange on the inside of the next room, but that's fine. I'd rather have a white, clean floor in here. I think that looks a lot better. So yeah, so this will be our surgery area. So I want to create a table right here. So we're going to do like we did last time and just do a little mini connector. Alright, I've been busy. I created a little surgery robots. So we got arms sticking up from the ceiling. I went ahead and put the normal gurney, or the gurney that we had created down below, up here. So it'll be more like you can push it in, they can get fixed up, and then go back to the recovery room. So I think that makes more sense, and then these robot arms are pretty cool. I'll have to maybe automate them or do something. I didn't put any, like, event controllers or anything like that to get them to move, but that might be fun. Yeah, that looks awesome. I love it. Alright, I figured out this room. This is going to be the director's office, so he's got a glass view out to the atrium here. I think that's really cool. Let's go ahead and get it welded up. Need to get some lighting in here. It's super dark. He also needs a minibar because, of course he does. There we go. Awesome. Now I got the director's office. Perfect. Let's figure out some Willis ducts around here. Alright, there we go. Got the Willis ducts around, so now we've got vents in each room. I think I'm just going to dead end it here. I'm not going to like carry it over into any other room. I just wanted to continue it on this way, really just for the ceiling. Thinking here we can do these. Alright, that's pretty rad. I don't think I can put anything in here though. Yeah, no, I can't. We might want to tear up these floors though. Okay, this is looking awesome. The second floor is almost done. Still got to figure out the elevator system here, and then this room over here I think will be a break area. We've got this dead space we could do something with as well. Over here we got our surgery arm. I still need to do it over here in this surgery room. We've got our little prep area there, and then this will be the door out to our medevac at some point. All right, I got some temporary yellow blocks in here, so we're sealed. So now we can break the ceiling and put in a skylight. Hello, lobster. I don't know if I really like that. I was thinking we don't really have any rain on Mars, so we don't have to worry about it, you know, sloping in. But, that looks a little funky. That's a little bit better, but still a little weird. This is not working out as well as I was hoping. Alright, I think we're just gonna do these. That looks much better. It melts in better, and then we can still mess around with the roof at some point. That's fine. I think that'll be just good. Just fine. Okay, now we can get rid of these. Okay, there we go. I like it. A little bit of daylight shining through. Got an atrium down here to our medical center. It is looking great. Alright, let's see if we can cram an elevator in this tiny little compartment. I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. Let's see, where do we want our grid transition? Want it up here at the top, or should we do it down below? I was thinking down below. I was thinking under the stairs here, because technically that block could be filled in. Yeah, we could put something in that space behind there, so we can get rid of this guy. Oh wow, we got tons of space underneath there. Yeah, we can put a hinge here, I believe. We can get blocks across the bottom, so that's good. Which means we can get some pistons in. Okay, so it looks like we need, what, 4 pistons to be able to get from this level up to that level, because we only need 7.5 meters. And these can go 2 apiece, so I think that'll be okay. I was thinking maybe we had to stick it out the side and, like, see it on the outside and then come back down. But I think we might be able to put it all underneath the elevator. Is there any reason to actually plumb it up? I can't think of one. I mean, this is just going to be a platform, really. Alright, there we go. I think that is our mechanism. Okay, now this is going to be too tall if I do it right there. Because these guys have increased their depth every time they've come across, so what does that look like by the time we get to the door? It's a little tall, isn't it? I mean, it might be okay. If we can walk out the door, then I'm okay with it. That's a little fast, isn't it? By the time we get 4 of them in there. Alright, and that reaches too high, which we knew it would, so that's good. We definitely got enough height. Okay, so now if we reverse all those guys back down... Might be a little slow, huh? We can technically get on and off. It does have a little bit of a step to it, but that might be alright. Let's see, and the glass is inset on this side and on this side, so we can't really do like a full block, or it will hit that. Oh, small grids. Welding up all of these little teeny blocks. Yeah, I'm good with that little step. It is not worth trying to, like, dig it in there to accommodate that, mechanism stuff underneath there. Not gonna do that. I don't know why I painted it black. I probably should have thought about that before I started getting it all put together. Do we want it white, though? Is that too on the nose? I feel like that might be too on the nose. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I mean, we could try to cram it in there, but... that just looks weird. I think we'll just do an open canopy. I think that looks better with this glass anyway. So let's just make a railing. Well, I tried to put this button panel here on the ground, but it blocks the door access. So it actually works here on the side, but it looks weird. Not really sure where else to put a button, though. You could do like a button panel like that, but we don't need that many buttons. We only need 1. But that does look better. Yeah, that sticks out too far, that sticks out too far. I didn't check this one, if this one's any skinnier. No, still get caught in the door. It looks like it would pass, but, oh, now I'm stuck. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll just have it a little goofy, but that's the way it's gonna work. And we can get through, so that is good with me. Okay, I have the event controller down there, I have an event controller in here, and I have 2 timers, so I think we can figure this out. If not, we can put a bunch of, small stuff underneath the elevator, I guess. I went with the beam block railing just so it would match the other elevator, and it's kind of my go-to. It works out pretty well. I need to cover up that end, though. Alright, what do we really need this guy to do? We just need to be able to call it to go in reverse. So when it goes up, it just needs to shut the doors, wait for 2 seconds, really, for those doors to shut, and then take the elevator up, or just do a event controller to wait for the doors to close. Then it sends the elevator up. And while that happens, we want to turn this button off, because we don't want to call the elevator back down midstream while somebody's trying to go up. They're just going to wait their turn when it's at the top. Then when it gets to the top, it's going to open the door. Okay, I replaced the timers with event controllers, because I think we can do it all with event controllers. This first one is going to be the lower doors open close. This one's going to be the upper doors open close. And this one is going to be the pistons. Well, I think we need 2 more because this is going to be fully extended. I need one for fully retracted. So I guess I need a 4th. Okay, doors finished opening and close. We need the elevator lower doors. Let's add those. This one we also need the doors open and close. We need the upper doors. Piston position greater than or equal to, let's do 99%. Do all of those. Probably an AND gate on them, just in case I change one of the speeds to be slower, because sometimes if you change one of the speeds to be just a little bit slower, it finishes last, and it makes it look like the elevator is kind of slowing down rather than just one speed and then stopping. So we're going to put it all in there with an AND gate. Okay, this one's going to be equal to or less than, let's do 1%. And we want all of them. We'll do our AND gate. There we go. And then I think all the button needs to do is close the doors. So I guess we need to make it a group. As much as I hate having groups, I could put more timers in. Alright, we had all this space down here, so I added some timers down below. So that is working out. I know I probably could have crammed them in here in that small grid, but that's alright. I think all we want to do is we're going to close all the doors. The upper doors are already closed, which is fine. And I think that's really all we want to do. And then we're going to go in here to our lower doors open and closed. For the closed actions, we're going to reverse our pistons. We can actually extend them, I guess. We'll be explicit. Okay, the buttons are named. Let's go back in here. Which one were we working on? Lower doors closing. Lower doors close, the first 4 do the pistons. Okay, and then it's going to turn off the lower door button. Okay, and then let's go find the pistons fully extended or fully retracted. This is the one I want. So it's fully retracted right now. But when it's not fully retracted, we want to lock these doors. So those lower doors need to be turned off. Let's see, when it does get fully extended down, and it's true, it needs to unlock those doors and then open them. When we get fully extended up, we want to unlock the upper doors. So we're going to turn those on and then open them. And again, when it's not fully at the top, we want to turn the upper doors off. Let's see, and then when the button's fully closed, we're going to do the pistons again. They're going to retract. I believe we've got it all. Let's go ahead and give it a trigger here. Closes the doors, the elevator's going up. They're off, so that's good. Those guys are still off. I turned them off. Looks like we missed a piston in there. Oops. Let's go ahead and number these so we can make sure we did that right. There we go. Doors are fully open. That button is no, not even programmed. Alright, I'm definitely overthinking it. Here in the pistons fully extended and retract is where we need to have those buttons. So when it is fully extended, the lower button is on, otherwise it just turns off. So then it stays off in the entire process until it's at the very top. And then the same thing with this guy being fully retracted, which means it's down at the bottom. So when it's down at the very bottom, that's true. You want to turn that button on, otherwise it gets turned off. That should do it. There we go. Button is off during the travel. And then it should stay off. Because we don't need it. It's going to be at our level. There's no need to call it. Hit the button. This guy is off as well. Let's see if we hit the button. Stays off during the whole journey here. There we go. And it turned itself on. Perfect. Right, there we go. We got a simple 2-floor elevator with safe doors. I mean, you could still hurt yourself, I guess, if you're touching the moving wall, but that's your own fault. But you're in luck. You're at a hospital. Okay, so we didn't use any of this upper space, so now we can get some lighting in here. Might be a little bright. It's really bright up here, and then it doesn't really matter by the time you get down to the lower floor. Also, I think this elevator needs to go a little faster. Okay, that's a much better speed. Alright, I did some work off camera, got some catwalks up here, and we'll go do a tour here. So let's go ahead and recap what we did this episode. We put a lot of modules in. We'll do a little fly around on the outside, I think. We've got this security station started. Obviously, we've got to finish out the rest of the building over here, but we've got an airlock to the outside, a little security checkpoint. We got to replace these red blocks up here, but there are cargo access and terminals right now. So we got our little waiting area, so you can call a shuttle to go out to the landing pad, and then in here is our medical center. So we got our lower floor and our upper floor. We got an elevator here. Let's go ahead and take a tour of the lower floor. This just goes to restrooms back here. Apparently I never fixed this glass. Here we go. We got our reception area here. We walked back in this direction. We've got our diagnostics, so we've got our medical station things here. All right, we got our main healing area here with our med bay, and then 4 cryo chambers. And then over here we got our little patient recovery area with our gurneys that we made. I think it turned out pretty good. I feel like that wall's a little bit blank, but that's all right. And let's go ahead and take the elevator up. Got that guy programmed to close the doors automatically and open them up when we get to the top. This is the door out to that catwalk. Got to look down on our atrium here and a skylight outside. Let's turn this way. We've got a walkway down this direction. This goes into the employee break room, so they just got a table and a little kitchenette thing. Here we've got our walkway into our control tower for the 2 landing pads. Come back this way, we got another medical station over here on the 2nd level. And then in here is my favorite thing. We've got our gurneys with our little surgical arms that can heal us up. I think it looks pretty cool. That turned out really nice. So we got 2 of those. We got a little surgery prep room over here with the little lab stations. Not much going on there. And then across here is the director's office. So he gets his nice wooden desk and a view out into the atrium. I think that turned out really cool. I did have to sacrifice our little mini bar here to put in a button panel. And this button panel will eventually be for this room. So I went ahead and put in a hanger here. Let's go ahead and close the door. I don't have anything programmed yet, but let's go ahead and depressurize. There is a tank on the backside there to depressurize the space here. Might need to put in more than 1 vent. That might take a little while. Alright, there we go. Now we can open the doors, and we're going to build a medical shuttle at some point to drop patients off. So I think that turned out really nice. And then we got quite a few modules in here. So we've got, what, 5 on this side that we put in. There's a few on the inside. I guess just 2 here on the inside. No, there's a 3rd. It's just a little dark. And then we've got the others on the outside here. We still got the 2 original modules that I put in, but those may or may not go away. We will see. All right, well, this is where I'm going to call it an episode. Please like and subscribe, and next week we'll probably get to a medevac shuttle and maybe the security office. We will see how far we get. We are definitely going to get some more modules in the building, though, so stay tuned for that. All right, see you guys later.